Same job, equal pay. This was what the 171 SMRT PRC bus captains who went on strike 2 weeks ago demanded. Their main complaint was that their pay was lower than that of the Malaysian drivers. Labour Chief Lim Swee Say explained the labour movement's concerns about making wages uniform across the board.
The whole issue of the equal remuneration, I think, has caused a lot of concern among the unions, leaders and our workers. Because I think from the Singaporean workers' point of view, we work in Singapore, we earn salary in Singapore, but at the same time, their families also live in Singapore. So as a result, they have to bear with the cost of living in Singapore. Whereas for foreign workers, a part of their income are actually sent back to the home countries to support their families. And of course, the cost of living in their home country is very different from that in Singapore. We are highly uncomfortable with this idea of same job, equal pay, because we feel that this will actually disadvantage our local workers and their families.
When it comes to salary disparities between foreign workers of different nationalities, Mr. Lim said the wage differential should be left to merit and market forces.
Foreign workers working in Singapore, some are on longer-term employment, some on short-term contract. Malaysian workers, for example, as a traditional source of supply, many of the Malaysian workers, when they work in Singapore, even for those who are on work permit scheme, in fact, many of them do renew their work permit time after time. And in fact, many of them over time actually settle down to become PR in Singapore. So therefore, over the years, they are able to accumulate their expertise, their experience, and thereby able to add more values to the businesses. Now, among the non-traditional sources, I think the market also recognize that workers from different source countries, they do have different strengths and different weaknesses. In some cases, some sources are better in services, some sectors are stronger in manufacturing, production, and so on. And what the market does is to really pay this fair and reasonable wages, because the competition for foreign workers is not only in Singapore across organizations, but also between Singapore and other regional countries.
In the hour-long media press conference at the NTUC building on Friday, Mr. Lim also addressed concerns over Singapore's dependency on foreign workers. In 2004, foreigners made up 1 in 5 workers. Today, they make up 1 in 3 workers here. The recent illegal strike by the SMRT drivers from China serves as a timely reminder to raise productivity and real wages.
We cannot keep increasing the number of foreign workers in Singapore at the same fast rate as before. And yet at the same time, it's not possible for us to even think about reducing the number, reducing the ratio back to 1 in 4, 1 in 5. Because if we try to do that, the Singapore economy, the Singapore society will be hurt. It will be actually to our disadvantage. There's only one way ahead for Singapore, is to make better use of every worker and pay every worker better. The way to make better use of every worker is to help them to do their job smarter, make their job easier.
Mr. Lim said he hopes there will not be a need for workers to go on strike in future.
We hope that industry peace in Singapore can be maintained for many more years to come. Not because unions and workers are not allowed to go on strike, but because the unions and the workers see no need to choose to go on strike.
For Mr. Lim's full comments on foreign workers in Singapore and how SMRT will be handling their bus captains' grievances, watch our other clip.